Hello and welcome to Homestead, site to race number 34 of the season. And we've already got a car out on track. Jake Baskinger, the Asthma Control Chevy, taking to the track early, trying to get a good lap in because they are one of the go-or-go homers yet again this week. Trying to put in a good campaign though to maybe chase them down. Magic number leaving this track will be 296, and he is currently above that mark, so not only would he have to make the race, but he has to gain points on the 22 of Ali Nelson. So we'll have to see how that can go. Comes into this race 33rd in the owner's points, which is actually saying a great deal considering where they were. Some drivers setting some laps early. Let's see what Jake Baskinger can do. 29:45, the first respectable time though. Will Lewis on track as well, looking to make the race. They are 31st in the owner's points and have missed the last two races, or at least been not fast enough to make the last two races and relegated to the other race, I should say, or the battle for 43rd. They're about the closest thing that the 22's got to actually missing a race, but unfortunately, like I said, 182 points back now from 30th. Matt Dixon, also one of the go home cars. They are 42nd in the owner's points right now coming into this one, so not been a great season. They will not be able to make top 30 in owner's points, so they're just trying to make some races, get some momentum before next year. Mary Shelley is second in the owner's points after Zen Joltis. They ran really well, top 10 effort for the Pedigree Ford. And sets them up pretty well. Remember, we're taking the top four and we'll put them at Talladega for one final race, owners and the drivers, so looking good on that. Ali Nelson, the Caterpillar Dodge, out there, 30th in the owner's points, but cannot be knocked out of the top 30 without having some poor runs because due to the 6 and the 07 missing last race and Ali Nelson finishing top 20, the 22 now has a full race over anyone else in that is 31st or lower. Ashley Brock thought the Sharpie scheme worked so well at Bristol, they decided to bring it back. They're currently 21st quickest, 29:44. His lap's still just picking up a little bit. Brock, the 26 team, 41st in the owner's points, up to 15th now on the speed chart. But yeah, 41st in owner's points, same story. They will not be able to make the top 30 either, so they're just trying to get some momentum before next season and whoever might be driving that car. So currently the top five are all... Currently the top five cars are all go homers, so just throwing that out there. Cosmic Nova setting his first lap time, 29:20, 25th quickest. That'll have to come up. They are below 42nd in the owner's points coming in, so Cosmic Nova not doing so hot. They've missed the last two of the last three, I believe, including Thornton, where they did not even set a lap time. So Henry Sanford is currently 11th in owner's points coming in, so they will race. They are not fighting, one of the cars fighting it out for the owner's title right now, so there is unfortunately that. They have been eliminated from that. And Sanford just looking for some momentum, looking for an opportunity to race next season. Still hasn't signed anywhere yet. Troy Kang in the 60 is currently 15th quickest and 5th in the owner's points, so in the bottom four right now as they come in. The No Fear Ford, the new scheme at least for him this week, 17th right now on the speed charts now, so have to see how they can do. Axel Casella is 18th on the speed charts, but will race 20th in the owner's points for Stan Hoover Motorsports. Not much to say here. Didn't run so well. They got caught up in one of the wrecks last weekend at Zen Joltis, so relegated them towards the back of the field. Ben Newart, the Waste Management Dodge, 24th quickest right now in the speed charts, but they are currently, where are they? They're 14th in owners points. They were eliminated from the chase so far, so that's unfortunate for them, but still looking for towards next season where they'll have Stephen Pollard III driving this car, and still looking for sponsorship if they can get it for next season. Jessica Shelton, currently 14th quickest, 28.79 her lap of record. 40th in the owner's points for this team. And right now, I don't know how that one would look. 15th might be a question mark with how quick some of these Garga homers have been. Speaking of which, Jay Stella is currently 5th quickest right now at a 28.68. They are coming off the win at Zenjoltis. So we've got some momentum going and going to try and keep it going. Matthew Marias, currently 3rd quickest, 28.60. They will not be able to make top 30 in owners points, so they're just trying to get some momentum ahead of next season. Alex Hawkins will not be able to make top 30. They are below 42nd in the owners points. The last 3 cars I've talked about are all below 42nd in owners points, so that's what I got up right now. Sorry. So Hawkins currently 6th quickest though. Dylan Young currently 10th quickest and is 6th in the owners points coming in to this race. So going to need a good run here because they are in the bottom 4. Hiroshi Kazuyoshi currently 7th quickest and 25th in the owners points coming into the race. So they will race, but at least putting up a solid time. Kyle Matthews is 14th now on the speed charts, 28.72. They will race 19th in the owners points this season, at least coming into the race. Preston Plord is 18th in owners points, 18th also on the speed charts. Let's see, I'm trying to think of what I was going to say here. Either way, they will race 18th on speed charts right now. Tristan Wilhoit is currently 4th quickest in the 21 car. They are below 42nd in the owners points, so they will not be able to make the top 30 in owners points this season, which, unfortunate for them, they were looking ahead towards next season where they'll have Jessica Shelton driving this car. Tom Shelley is currently 21st quickest, but will race because they are in the owner's chase. 8th place right now for them after a miserable effort and getting caught up in an early wreck relegated them to a sub 35 place finish there, 35th place finish. So looking for better things to this weekend at Homestead. Henry Powers in the 90 is currently 22nd quickest right now, and they are 7th in the owner's points coming into this one. As looks like the car is kind of a little bit sideways on themselves right here as they go through these corners. Powers finished 42nd last weekend, so looking to rebound after a miserable effort and getting caught up in a wreck. Stephen Pollard III, 28th quickest, currently 3rd in the owner's points though coming into this one. So we'll have to see how that can go, as I see Jessica Shelton has jumped up to 6th place now. Eric and Rage currently 26th quickest, and they are leading the owner's points coming into this race, so good enough for them. Jeff James with the Aaron's Ford this week, 14th quickest. They will race. They are 23rd in the owner's points coming into this one. Jonathan Zorline, the GMAC Chevy, 13th quickest right now. Again, sub 42nd in owner's points coming into the race. Just set his fastest lap of the session, though, up to 9th now for Zorline. I know I mentioned Kazuyoshi. Yeah, okay. Wait a minute. Sam Curtis, the Best Buy Chevy, currently 5th quickest. They will race. They are 24th in the owner's points. 3 wins this season for the Haas CNC team, all with this car. And the last car I've really got to talk about is Jim Casella here, the DLP Hall of Fame Racing Chevy with the Dallas Cowboys schemes. The 11th quickest right now on the speed charts. And our 38th in the owner's points coming into this one. And I hadn't talked about Amy Shelley, who's just going back out on track. 19th quickest right now, 28.74. 4th in the owner's points coming into this one, right there on the bubble. Gonna need a good run here to try and help their cause. I believe Amy Shelley here is also 4th in the driver's points. Problem is I don't know quite where Levi ranks in there with the fact that you also take up the 33. So, I mean, the only difference, the final comment I'll make, the only differences between drivers and owners chase right now, 33 and the 60 are in the owners chase. Levi McIntyre in the 99 and Chris Washer in the 5, both in the drivers chase. And that will do it for qualifying. Will Lewis sets the quickest lap of this session. Mariah Stella Wilhoit, 4 Go-Go homers in the top 4. Jessica Shelton becomes a 5th one in the top 10 of this session, and Zorline becomes a 6th, or Baskinger 6 and Zorline 7. So 7 of the Go-Go home cars in the top 10 of this group is going to make it really hard for Go-Go homers in the next group to make it in. So let's see how the other group stacks up, and we'll be right back. Also, actually, I just remembered, make sure to show the 29th. Yep.
Drivers,
okay.
to your cars.
No. Alright, so now that I've shown 29th, we'll be right back. And we are back for group number 2. If you take a look, you can see what the weather is here in Homestead, Miami. Or at Homestead, Miami Speedway. Same weather that we had for group number 1. And already, here we go. One of the cars out on the track looks to be one of the chasers, or never mind, it's going to be the 30 of Rick Ware, which is Ish Taylor's car. The Pro30.com Dodge Go Home car once again, like they've been for most of the season. Yeah, basically that's about all you can say about them. They're not even top 42 in the owner's points coming in, so gonna have to try and just get stuff together for next season, basically. Max Newart, the Lucas Oil Chevrolet. Also not top 42 in the owner's points. In fact, one of the bottom cars of the owner's points right now. So basically, same story here that they've had. Gonna have to make it in on speed. And probably what we're looking at for a reasonable bump speed would be the 2869 with a 9 set by Alex Hawkins. That was 14, good enough for 14th there in group number 1. Levi McIntyre comes into this race in the still a contender for the driver's chase. Where in that, I've no clue. The 99 is 29th in the owner's points, though. The reason being that they are ahead of the 9 car, who is in the owner's chase. So, yeah. Brandon Patterson, currently 3rd quickest in the early going, 29.23. 17 is 37th in the owner's points for the Roush Racing team. So gonna try and improve that, and they're trying to hopefully get 2 cars at least into the top 30 for next season. Chris Louvier now up to 3rd, 28.97. His lap of record as William Duncan goes up to the top of the board. The Hot Hughes Chevrolet for Chris Louvier, they are not even top 42 in the owner's points, so I believe that they cannot even make the top 30 in owner's points for next season either, so there is that piece of news too. So William Duncan, who is currently the fastest car in this session, seemed a little sideways there on the front straightaway, as Sky Commons now takes that honor. 28.82 now for Duncan. Same story as his teammate Louvier, not in the top 42 in owner's points right now, and this car will be piloted by Kyle Matthews next season. Sky Commons, car number 10, the Stanley Tools Dodge, currently the quickest car on the speed charts, 28.77. 17th in the owner's points for car number 10, pretty much where they are locked into. Zach Rogers will be the driver of this car next season. Looking for good things there as they transfer over. DJ Curtis in the Ginn Resorts number 14 Chevy. They will race 27th in the owner's points, and it was announced this week that Sam Young would be switching from the 07 Chevy for Richard Childress Racing to the Ginn Racing number 14, which is the same team. This is MB2 Motorsports currently, but they have kind of got a joint effort with Ginn Racing, and Ginn will be stepping up to be the owner of that car next season. So Sam Young will be the driver of that car. DJ Curtis going to have to look for a new ride. Robert Pollard is currently 20th, now up to 3rd, 28.68. And his lap literally tied Jonathan Zorline's lap from group number 1. So looks like I was probably pretty accurate in saying what I said. Because we'll take the top 12. There were 7 guys that ran a 68 with a 2 or better in group number 1. And you add in now 2 of them with a 68 or better in this session. Pollard, though, 35th in the owner's points as he just increased it now to a 62 with a 2. So Robert Pollard looking strong. Looks like they should be able to race the 72 car. Zach Kreller currently 24th, 28.87. The Home Depot Chevrolet, going to need to pick that up. They are 39th in the owner's points entering the race, or coming into this race weekend. And going to slow down there. Daniel Day is 11th quickest right now in the speed charts. They will race 28th in the owner's points for car 28. Kind of a funny number there if you ask me, but hey, oh well. Dylan Thoreau, 14th quickest right now, 28.79. Might have to pick that up a little bit if he wants to race. Actually, I'm pretty sure he will, because I don't think that lap time's going to be good enough. For Thoreau, 34th in the owner's points coming into this race weekend. And they brought out the Harris Chevrolet this week for him, trying to hope for some good luck. Eric Powers in the Toys for Tots 88 car is 36th in the owner's points coming into this one, so they are a go-go homer and currently not helping their case any. They're 28th out of 28 in this group, a 28.94, the lap of record for the Toys for Tots Ford. That doesn't look promising. Gene Sanford currently 27th quickest, but will race the Napa Dodge. 9th in the owner's points coming into this one. 9th in driver's points as well as the top driver who has been eliminated from title contention. Just going to look for a solid run here. Best they can do is 5th in points depending on what happens in this round and who gets eliminated. Ash Curtis currently 18th quickest, the Furniture Row Chevy. Right now their plan is to only run the non-COT races next season. If possible, at least. They're still looking for a driver to do that, though. 18th quickest right now. They are not even the top 42 in owner's points right now for the 78 car. Kenny Bale is currently 4th quickest at a 28.62. And they are not even top 42 in the owner's points coming in. The FedEx Ground Chevy, which will be piloted next season by James Qualls. So, new driver, another rookie for the 11. Going to look for good things hopefully next season. Oh, that's fitting enough. That would have been the next car I probably would have gone to anyway. Alex Perkle, the Bass Pro Shops #1 Chevy for DEI. Currently 21st in the owner's points. 8th in the speed charts for this group. They will race though. It doesn't really matter where they're at. So that is the good news for them. Momo Akari currently sitting on pit lane with the 5th quickest speed of this session. They don't actually need to do too much. They are locked in 26th in the owner's points, looking for a solid run here today with just 3 races left to decide the top 30 and our champions, both owners and drivers title. Chris Washer currently just set his quickest lap of the session, 15th quickest in this group, 28.79. And the 5 car is 10th in the owner's points, but Chris Washer a little bit higher in driver points because they are still, Chris Washer with the scheme you can tell there, still one of the 8 drivers contending for the Coke Vanilla Cup Series Season 4 title. So we'll have to see how that can go. Charles Jackson currently 26th quickest at a 28.88. They are 12th in the owner's points. Would be 30th. Wow, that was a sudden frame drop. I'm sorry. They would be 30th if there was no owner's chase, so boy are they glad that there's that. Charles Jackson will return to this car next season in the number 9, so Good news for them, at least. Some consistency. Dylan Casella is currently 24th quickest at a 28.84. That's time not going to be good enough to make this race right now, just being honest. Currently, the front row would be Will Lewis and Matthew Marias. So it'd actually be an all go or go home row, first two rows right now. I believe. That's just preliminary, that's me looking, but Casella, one of the bottom drivers in the points, both driver and owners, so. Sam Young, the Sopranos Chevy, currently 8th quickest in this session, 28.69. 32nd in the owners' points for Sam Young. Probably not much better in terms of the driver's points, if I'm being honest. I think I've talked about Mason Neal. The Altel Dodge, currently 2nd quickest. They will race 22nd in the owner's points for car number 12, as this is a big group of cars. Theo Stegall, the Pittsburgh Paints Chevy, currently 16th quickest and 13th in the owner's points coming in. Man, that was close. Nearly some contact there. Mason Powers, the Post-it Ford, 20th on the speed chart. They are not top 42 in the owner's points entering this race weekend. Steve Pollard, the Lilly Trucking Chevrolet, currently 10th quickest on the speed charts, and they will race though. 16th in the owner's points coming in. As mentioned before, going to be doing a joint effort. Kirk Shumardine will get to keep these points, but next season they will run as a Kirk Shumardine Bill Davis racing organization. Kirk Shumardine's team will run the non-COT, and Bill Davis's team will run the COT races in a 27 car, if they can find the driver willing to do that. So, sorry, like my nose got really stiff, stuffed, or basically, I don't know what to call it. So you'll hear me sniffling a little bit. Kyle Collins, currently 25th quickest, 28.84. 15th in the owner's points coming in, as Brennan Patterson has jumped up to the top of the board in this group, further expanding the idea that this might even be a all go or go home first 3 rows in this one. So yeah. Seth Cole, currently 24th quickest, the Bioshock Dodge. Not looking good. They are dead last in the owner's points coming in. Just looking for some good runs, some sort of momentum going ahead to next season, as Seth Cole will be moving over to Hendrick Motorsports in the 25 car. That's actually everyone. Okay. Whoa. And that is it for qualifying. Dylan Casella sets the quickest lap of this group. Brennan Patterson second. Chris Louvier, Mason Neal, and William Duncan top 5 out of this group. Eric Powers the slowest, as well as Seth Cole. Some sort of electrical issue there on Seth Cole because the car just stopped, but the engine was still running. You could hear it. So not quite sure what happened with the 42 car. As that is it for qualifying. Your pole sitter for the Jose Fernandez 400 presented by AAA is going to be the 6 car of Will Lewis. Starting alongside will be Matthew Marias. So there's your front row. I will not spoil any part of the rest of the grid as that will be coming up right after this. I'd like to thank you for watching. Subscribe if you haven't today, as we're getting closer to signups. I'd like to thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.